Hey guys, Justin here with AmericanMuscle.com, and if you're looking for a super high quality system for that non-active 2015 and newer EcoBoost Mustang at home, well then the Ford Performance by Borla Cat-Back here will be one of my top recommendations on the site. Now this system will combine that premium 304 grade stainless steel throughout, along with a more traditional chrome tip here, all for right around that $1,500 to $1,600 price point. But as is tradition here with any exhaust video, let's just start by breaking down the sound clips that you guys heard at the top of our video. And honestly guys, this is one of my favorite systems for the 2.3 liter EcoBoost because of the overall sound and volume. Listen, I'm a less is more type of dude, especially when it comes to EcoBoost exhaust, and because of that, this system really speaks to me. Nothing over the top, nothing too extreme. In fact, very, very mellow is really the best way to describe this system. So, whipping out my tried and true Wake the Neighbor scale, I have the Touring system coming in at a strong 2 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbor scale. As you can imagine, the 2 out of 5 is very low. That is a good representation of the volume you can expect out of this system. I know some of you guys out there might be after a much louder system, and honestly, if that is the case, you might want to look somewhere else because frankly, this is not going to be it. Now, on the other hand, for those owners who really don't want to overly advertise that turbo 4-cylinder sound, well then the Touring is going to be a great option. Now, inside the car, this is going to be as close as stock of an experience you can expect here, guys, while still changing out the system altogether. You might hear a random pop or something like that coming down off the revs, but for the most part, very enjoyable inside the car, which again is one of the big things I really enjoy about this system because it will definitely not drive you crazy over the months or years. But now let's segue into the materials, into the construction, all that good stuff. And as I mentioned at the very top of this video, guys, you can look forward to that made in the USA premium grade 304 stainless steel build. Traditionally, that kind of build, that kind of material will command top dollar, but the trade-off is going to be that excellent corrosion long-term, along with a corresponding lifetime warranty, both of which are going to apply to the Touring system here. Sticking with construction a little bit longer here, guys, and of course you can expect things like the included Y-pipe near your downpipe connection. That is included. Majority of the system is going to be 2¼ inch mandrel-bent tubing, leading all the way into the Touring Series cans or mufflers here. Then finally, everything will exit out your more traditional 4-inch chrome tips. Definitely contribute to a more modified look after the install. A couple quick things to point out here, guys. Speaking of that install, after this system has been installed, it's gonna shed about 20 pounds from the car altogether when compared to your factory catback. Always nice to ditch a little bit of weight when you can. And last but not least, this thing is 50 state legal in regards to sound requirements, meaning it will fall underneath that 95 decibel limit, which is going to be a hard limit in some of your tougher states such as California. Now coming in right around that $1,600 price point, give or take, the Ford Performance by Borla system is not exactly the most affordable choice in the category for your EcoBoost at home. In fact, quite the opposite. Certainly going to be one of the pricier systems on the site for the non-active EcoBoost cars out there, short of systems that might contribute a more exotic tip such as a black chrome or maybe even a carbon fiber. But I'm always a big proponent of saying you get what you pay for, and this is one of those cases. Again, Ford Performance, Borla, two juggernauts of course in the industry, along with those killer construction and materials. Really, really hard to go wrong with a system like this. All right, now let's shift gears and get into our installation segment of the video. So it's gonna go middle of the road, 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, taking you a couple of hours or so to complete from start to finish. This is gonna be a 100% bolt-on job, guys. There's no cutting, there's no anything crazy involved to get everything in place. So because of that, expect a pretty straightforward day in the garage or driveway. But now to give you a better idea of just how exactly things will go down at home, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
The tools you'll need for this project are an impact gun or a ratchet, an extension, a 13 and a 15 millimeter socket. Hi everyone, today we're installing an exhaust on our EcoBoost Mustang, but first let's watch a short video on how to uninstall the stock system.
Now your obvious first step here, guys, is to lift and support your car, whether it be on jack and jack stands or in this case, a lift. Now with the car up in the air, we're gonna start by removing the two 13 millimeter bolts securing these brackets back here towards the rear of the car. Now we can move up to our clamp here that secures our factory catback to our downpipe and loosen these two 15mm nuts here. We don't have to remove them all the way. We just want to make sure we can loosen those enough to loosen this clamp up. So now with our forwardmost clamp loosened up, we're going to grab a buddy here, and what we're gonna do is get the exhaust off of the brackets here that secure it to the rear subframe, drop the front of the catback itself, and then at that point we can slide the rear of the factory catback out of these hangers.
First thing we're going to do is install our Y-pipe. And when you install your Y-pipe, you want to make sure that the angle of this pipe goes towards the passenger side so that the two outlets line up underneath your drive shaft. Now we're going to reconnect this to the original clamp on the OEM system. So let's go ahead and slide this in, and then we'll tighten up the two bolts on the clamp to hold it into place. Now we'll tighten it up with our 15mm socket. Now you don't want to tighten these up all the way. You want to leave it a little bit loose so that you can adjust it later after we get everything hooked up. Now before we install our right side mid pipe, and it is marked, it does have a sticker on here that says R, lets you know that it's for the passenger side. You will need to transfer over the isolator that you removed on the right behind the differential here. So we'll go ahead and put that on first. Then we'll slide our exhaust clamp over the end of the pipe and go ahead and insert it into our Y pipe. Now once you've got the pipe inserted into the Y pipe, we'll go ahead and hang our hanger back up and loosely install the original bolt to hold it in place. Now we'll go ahead and slide our clamp over the pipe on our muffler. And then what we'll do is we'll slide this over the mid pipe, and then we'll insert the hanger here into the rear isolator right in front of the bumper. Now once you've got that in, we can go ahead and tighten up our clamp using our 15mm socket. Now you want to make sure that this clamp is also right at the end of the muffler pipe. And now you can go ahead and repeat that whole process for the other side. Now with our system completely installed and snugged up, go ahead and double check all of your clearances all the way up and down the exhaust system. Make sure that it's not going to cause any kind of interference with the frame or the suspension or any wires that may be hanging down. Once you're sure that everything is set up properly, go ahead and start from the front again and tighten everything down for the final time. Now we'll tighten up the rear clamp on our muffler. Now with all of our clamps tightened up, we can go ahead and tighten the bolts on our two isolators here, right behind the differential. And we'll do that using our 13mm socket. And that wraps up our review and install of the Ford Performance Touring Cat-Back Exhaust with chrome tips for your 15 and newer Mustang EcoBoost without active exhaust. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.